Hello and welcome. In this video, I'm going to share with you my actual methodology, and I'm going to be explaining throughout what I'm doing, and you're going to see my notes, and you're going to see a lot of different attacks that I believe is going to be incredibly useful to you, especially if you're on your way to do the OSCP. So sit back, relax. I hope you learned something useful, and please enjoy the video. Want to waste your time? So we have initial static credentials right there, which is perfect, right? So we can just add it to notes. So not useful. The path ended up being basically brute forcing all the usernames. This was the right one. Perfect. All right. So now we'll check these usernames against all of the passwords, or all of the other users rather, but we treat it as a password. Now let me just let me continue then. Normally methodology. So I would normally make a password list called pass, right? And what actually makes sense to do here as well now is actually to do the opposite, because password reuse definitely happens. So this definitely makes sense to check, like to see if any other user actually has that password. Once again, this would have inevitably happened if we did user list, but it would just take super long, right? I'm just going to do this just to make sure, right? We can see that there's one hit, but this is the one that we already have. So most likely this is the only actual thing that we have, okay? But that is perfectly fine. Now as this is running, I'm just going to drag this over here. And we can actually go and check other things as well now. So while that is spraying, we can now check Kerberoast. Because if you remember, we can check for Kerberoasting after you have a username and a password, okay? Before then, you cannot. Asset roasting, you can check when you have usernames, okay? And not before then. So it's not uncommon at all that you do asset roasting, you get a hash, you crack the hash, and then with that new password of that new user, you then try Kerberoasting, and then sometimes you find a new user that you then can crack the hash off, and then you can get access rights to like an actual shell. So that is not uncommon at all. So let's see, Kerberoast. So this is if we have disk access, if we have access to the actual machine, right? We don't have that yet. So we have to do a remote Kerberoast, which is perfectly fine. So we can do something like that. Let's see if this is still going. Yes, it is. It's probably not going to find anything, but that's okay. So let's grab that. The IP is going to be this. Here we can also do target, I believe. And then the actual username and password will be the same. If I can copy this, perfect. There we go. Okay, so Kerberoasting is by no means. Okay, so we did not specify target. That's my bad. Let me just do it here as well then. Perfect. Okay, so Kerberoasting is by no means guaranteed, but we can see in this scenario, it found several services that are actually susceptible to Kerberoasting. Okay, so that is great. Yeah, that is great. We can also just type help right here to see if it has anything related to output. So grep I output. Yeah, so we can specify an output file as well, might as well. So we can see Kerberoasting.txt, like so. Beautiful. So this is the new file. So what we can do right here, I just want to show you a few things, okay? So we can take this entire, or one of the hashes rather, and then we can give this to a tool called Haiti. Now it seems we don't have this file, but that's perfectly okay. We can do gem install Haiti hash like so. And just like that, we can now run Haiti and then specify this entire hash. Now all this tool does is that it tries to take a look at this and identify the hash type. And we can see that this tool, in this scenario, it was very obvious that it was a Kerberoast, a KRB5 TGS, $23. Also this part of the hash as well can be incredibly telling, right? Yeah, it can be incredibly telling, but don't worry. A tool like John will typically, or most frequently, it will just automatically identify this for you. But I like doing both personally. So we are using John. This is going to try to crack this hash because this hash on its own is not useful to us. Also, this is just me specifying one hash. In this file rather, there's all of these hashes for all of these different users, right? So this is what we want to feed John. And if you find this video useful, then you're absolutely going to love this. We have a massive, free-to-try, 25-hour plus OSCP course that you can see that people are just absolutely loving. That inside gives you all of the resources that you need to crush the OSCP. We have a massive roadmap that literally covers everything. We cover initial access, privilege escalation, Windows and Linux. We cover Active Directory. We cover post-exploitation. We cover lateral movement. We cover pivoting, tunneling. We cover the exam. We cover the reporting. We cover all of the attacks that you need and all of the techniques that you need for OSCP. We also cover all the rooms that you need to do, and all of the rooms is linked inside. We cover Active Directory chains as well, and we literally cover everything. And you will instantly get all of these resources once you join. So click the link down below, try it completely for free. I'll see you inside.